Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome to a quick bonus video, more an announcement video really. The embargo on this is safely passed. I've known this was coming for about a month now, and for those of you who have been enjoying playing or watching videos on Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters will now be delighted to know that the title of the game is about to get even more convoluted with the DLC that launches on the 6th of December, which, if you purchase, download, install and play it, means that you will no longer be playing Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters. Instead, you're going to be playing the even more long-winded Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters Duty Eternal. I really do need to come up with some kind of abbreviation for this. Yes, you're going to get to play Tech Marines and Dreadnoughts. I mean, I think, honestly, that the Tech Marine is probably going to be more overall useful, but nobody cares because Dreadnoughts. So for those of you who do not know, a Dreadnought is an armoured walker containing the body of a critically injured Marine. Dreadnoughts are not robots. They look like robots, but they are actually injured Marines. Which means that if any of your Marines take a critical injury on a mission, you will have the option of interring them into what is essentially a weaponized, armoured walking coffin. Because even in death, they serve. Yep, it really doesn't get much more Warhammer 40,000 than that. The reason I say I think the Tech Marine is probably going to be more use overall is that while you will have access to the Dreadnought, apparently there is a mission that you will get early on in the game to unlock it. With the release of this DLC, you will only be able to use the Dreadnoughts on technophage missions, which are a new mission type, a very difficult mission type, which kind of necessitates the use of some serious firepower in the shape of the Dreadnought. But the Tech Marine will be available as a regular member of the squad. And the thing about the Tech Marine is that they're accompanied with servitors. And if you thought the Dreadnought was way too grimdark for your tastes, a servitor is basically a human, usually a heretic, or some kind of criminal, usually somebody who's done something wrong and been reduced to servitor status as punishment for their crimes. And in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, it's very easy to do something wrong in the eyes of the Imperium. So your Tech Marine, in addition to his own abilities, which include the ability to repair armoured vehicles like the Dreadnought, is accompanied by a number of these servitors, essentially weaponized expendable human drones. Another new feature in the DLC is the ability to command an additional ship. Aside from your strike cruiser, the Baleful Edict, you will also, again relatively early on, unlock access to a support frigate, which you can crew up with additional squads of your Marines and send them off to respond to missions that are too far away for you to handle because you're busy dealing with something else on the other side of the sector, expanding your ability to handle multiple threats at the same time. The DLC also introduces a new resource, Archaeotech. The Imperium has a complicated relationship with archaeological technology. You see, the tech priests of Mars don't design new stuff. They simply preserve and venerate because they're tech priests, right? They're not engineers. They preserve and venerate existing technology. There's a whole machine cult that has grown up around the preservation and manufacture of existing tech. In fact, if a weapon, say a bolt gun for example, malfunctions and jams during the course of a battle, it's not because the weapon wasn't maintained properly. Well, in a way it is. But if you didn't conduct the correct maintenance rituals on your weapon, that displeases the machine's spirit, and that's why it jammed. Weapons, machinery, armour, it's all considered holy by the tech priests of Mars, and therefore must be treated with the correct rituals in order to please the machine spirits, in order that they continue to function perfectly. So the tech priests have a very complicated relationship with Archaeotech, because this is stuff that's been lost in the mists of time and uncovered during the course of various different missions in Archaeotech caches, scattered around the various different sectors. They don't have the correct rituals in place to deal with this sort of stuff. It's borderline heretical. But the Space Marines are, if nothing, a practical bunch, and it's this Archaeotech that you will be using to upgrade and unlock new weapon systems on your Dreadnought and your Tech Marine. And the Archaeotech is only available in Technophage missions. This is a new mission type, a very, very difficult mission type, which you're probably going to want to need the Dreadnought for, which is another part of the new features available in this DLC. It's out on the 6th of December. You will require the base game in order to play. It's not a follow-up campaign to the existing campaign. Instead, you're probably going to want to start a fresh playthrough. I'm pretty sure I will be starting a fresh playthrough because Dreadnoughts. Say it with me, kids. Dreadnoughts. This is going to be fun. And I say that as somebody who's already played the base campaign of this game through to a successful conclusion twice. This Christmas has turned out to be a really good time to be a Warhammer 40,000 fan. We've got Warhammer 40K Darktide to scratch our team-based co-op first-person shooter itch, and Dreadnoughts and Tech Marines. Coming out on the 6th of December as downloadable content, Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Demon Hunter Duty Eternal. They really, really need to come up with a catchy abbreviation for that. Anyway, 6th of December. I mean, you already know if you're going to buy this. I can't help but feel that I'm preaching to the converted here. But what the hell. There it is, 6th of December. Go get it. And remember, as always, be pure, be vigilant, behave.